Now to our other big story today, a large law enforcement presence at a home in St. Paul surrounded by protesters.
It was a chaotic scene earlier today, and we're still trying to learn more about what started all of this. It's still not clear what officers were doing, but several people suffered injuries and at least one person was arrested.
Our Corin Hoggard was there, and he joins us now live from where it all happened. So, Corin, you saw some familiar faces out there just kind of in the middle of this.
Yeah, Simone and Kelsey, as I was walking up and seeing the crowd for the first time, two state representatives walked out of the crowd, kind of wiping the tears from their eyes. And they told me that they had basically joined the protest of a bunch of people who thought that ICE was conducting an operation out here. Although, from what we can tell, we do not know if this was actually an operation led by ICE.
We were in line with a peaceful protest. One of the protesters, they put one foot over the edge of the line, and instead of saying, "Can you move backwards?" they pepper sprayed us. And it was St. Paul Police Department that did it, not federal agents, which I think is the most disappointing part.
Okay, so Corin, I know it can take some time for information to come out from the officials that are operating something like this, but do we know why St. Paul Police ended up getting involved?
Yeah, probably. Mayor Melvin Carter told me that they got reports that people were throwing rocks at some of the federal agents, and Police Chief Axel Henry just in the last few minutes put out a video saying that they did indeed get calls that they needed to go out there and protect the federal agents who were working this scene. There were a lot of St. Paul police officers out here. They all seemed to be armed with pepper spray, and they used it quite a bit. For a while there, you just couldn't walk down Payne Avenue without coughing. We didn't actually see anyone throwing rocks, but we did see protesters trying to coax police out of the neighborhood, maybe throwing some things at them. And we actually did see one of those police vehicles that had its back window just burst out as they were driving out of the neighborhood.
Yeah, and Corin, we see that this is kind of like the aftermath from this operation, but do we know much about the operation itself as far as what happened?
No, not really. I can tell you basically that they were focused on a house that's on Rose Avenue, just around the corner from where we're standing here right now. And there was one person who was, after quite a while of negotiation, arrested and taken away from that home. We can tell you that, at least 7 people got pepper sprayed out here, and the police in St. Paul, in that statement that the chief just put out, they will investigate the use of force, and that's what it is when they use pepper spray on folks. And so Mayor Carter and the chief say that they will be reviewing body camera footage and just investigating, generally speaking, what happened out here. But it's a tense scene once these protesters get out here. Federal officers are trying to do their job. They're trying to encourage the officers to leave, and they clashed quite a bit. And there were, it was like I said, hard to walk down Payne Avenue here without coughing, even if you didn't see somebody spraying, in the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, there's some similar situation, that happened last week. But in this case, there's still a lot of questions that we have that we can hopefully get some answers to. Corin Hoggard reporting live tonight in St. Paul. Thanks, Corin.